What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming back to another video, and today we're going to talk about what an eventful week we had between Apple, Google, and Samsung. It was a loaded week, so let's dive right in. Alright, so to start off, on Monday, Apple had their event, the Unleashed event, where they revealed some new products and some new services. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk about Apple Music Voice. Now this one, when I first heard it and was watching the event, I was actually really confused because to my understanding, we were already able to do this. But then I started to really pay attention and look into it, and I see the difference now. Apple Music is a $9.99 feature to where you can download and look up, save, create your own personal playlists on your app that you can play on your headphones, your HomePods, any Bluetooth speaker, and all that good stuff. Apple Music Voice removes the app from the question. So it is strictly Apple Music with your voice through your HomePod, I believe your phone as well. You can't download songs because you don't physically have the app. It's only your voice. You can tell it to play specific songs. You can tell it to play your favorite songs. They have custom-made playlists in there you can tell it to play, but that's it. Like, it's half the price at $4.99. I don't quite know if this is something that's going to take off and that's going to sell, but I could see where it could be useful to some people in some situations. And then talking about HomePods, they brought up HomePods in the event. And I was a little took back at first because as far as I know, there was going to be no redesigned HomePod or a new HomePod of any type. But it's Apple, and they found a way to make a change. And the change was they added 3 new colors to it. So the colors they added was blue, orange, and yellow. And that is it. That is all they changed. They changed the color of the HomePod itself, and then also the glass or little screen on top has a slight tint change depending on the color that you pick. And it's kind of weird about those is that device is already out and has been out. And just because we got new colors, it's not going to function any different than the previous white or space gray model that we have. But they still have an embargo. You still, all those tech tubers out there that get the stuff early and are getting to use it and see how it is, and they still can't release any videos. It has an embargo, just for in color. Thought that was kind of odd, but that's Apple. What do you expect? Continuing on with music and speakers, Apple finally revealed the new AirPods 3. AirPods 3 are almost identical to the AirPods Pro minus the ear tips, and it does not have active noise cancellation. Now it does have spatial audio, and it has a very, very, very similar case to the AirPods Pro, but besides that, I mean, they're identical. No ear tips, no noise cancellation. The cases now do have MagSafe charging, and also the regular AirPods, the AirPods Pro, all the previous cases now support MagSafe charging as well. AirPods 3 will be released at a price of $179, and comparing that to the AirPods Pro, which are $250, with the only difference being active noise cancellation and the rubber tips. You get to decide which one you think is a better deal. Personally, I hate the rubber tips, but I love noise cancellation. So I'm probably going to keep the Pros for now, but I might buy the 3s in the future and see if it's worth the change. And then the moment that we were all waiting for during the event, Apple finally came out and showed us the MacBook Pros. The MacBook Pros came in 2 configurations, which would be 16-inch and a 14-inch model. They did come with a Liquid Retina XDR display, mini LED finally, and 120 Hz ProMotion, which was not really even talked about until about a week before the event. The rumors started coming out that was going to happen. That's a surprising, great feature. We got a complete redesign this year. At least they say it's a complete redesign, when really it kind of just feels like a throwback to, I believe, 2015, when we actually had all these useful ports that everybody enjoyed and loved very much. They now officially gone away with strictly USB-C. They brought back the HDMI port, the SD card slot port, and they brought back MagSafe. You don't have to just use MagSafe for charging. You still can use one of the 3 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports they do provide on the laptop, along with an aux port as well. Besides the M1 Pro and the M1 Max chip, I really think that the ports is something that most of the consumers were really looking forward to the most. They took away the touch bar and they added a full function key up top. The keyboard is now sunk into an all black keyboard. Before it was silver underneath with the black keys, and now the whole keyboard layout itself is black. And alongside the two new MacBook Pros, the 14 and 16 inch model, we also got not one but two separate M1 chips, M1 Pro and M1 Max. Yeah, you got an M1 Max in your MacBook Pro. That's going to be hard to say. That's going to be a tongue twister. The M1 Pro and the M1 Max both support a 10-core CPU, 2 high-efficiency cores, and 8 performance cores. The M1 Pro up to 16 GPU cores, the M1 Max up to 32 GPU cores. The M1 Pro is up to 32 gigs of unified memory and 200 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. The M1 Max is 64 gigs of unified memory and 400 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. It really seems like the chips inside of these laptops is bringing desktop performance to a portable machine. I've been reading some articles and listening to people online, and people have even been starting to compare it to like an RTX 3080 or 3090, which is kind of ridiculous. Now on the screens on these devices, it is a Liquid Retina XDR display, mini LED, 120 Hz ProMotion screen. It does support 17 hours of battery life on the 14-inch model and 21 hours of battery life on the 16-inch model. There is a notch. There's a notch. The notch, like on our iPhones, you think would house Face ID. No, not this time around. Apple decided to put a 1080p front-facing camera in the notch. And that's it. So what's that tell me? Honestly, it makes me want to wait one more year to where everybody complains and Apple puts Face ID in the new models in 2022. So with no Face ID, that does mean that we still do have Touch ID. Just like as far as storage goes, you can configure both the 14 or 16-inch model all the way up to 8 terabytes. And these laptops really put me in a hard spot. The 14-inch model starts at $19.99. The 16-inch model starts at $24.99. There's tons of different ways to configure both of these models, so definitely pay attention to what you're ordering. Make sure you get the best bang for your buck. And I don't know which one I'm going to order yet. They're already backdated. It doesn't have Face ID. So I'm kind of in limbo here. I will be ordering one, but I'm not in a big hurry. Comment below. Let me know what you guys are ordering and how far backdated you guys' stuff is. Alright, so next up, Tuesday came around. And on Tuesday, Google released one of their events. And their event was pretty kept quiet, pretty top secret. No one really knew what they were going to release. We all expected a new phone, Pixel 6, possibly a Pixel 6 Pro. Not quite sure what they were going to look like, and when they released them, I'm sure everybody was in awe. Because actually, these phones have been leaked for months. John Prosser over at Front Page Tech, him and his render artist Ian had some beautiful, pretty much pinpoint, dead nuts renders of the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, from the screen to the colors to the camera visor. And once the Google Pixel started getting leaked, Google themselves even just slowly started to release a bunch of little specs and a little fast charging here and pictures of the actual device itself. They were kind of pulling like a OnePlus and just leaking the phone all the way up to the event, and then we had the event and they just reiterated everything they've been slowly feeding us for the last couple weeks leading up to the event itself. The Pixel 6 is a completely new redesigned phone over any previous Pixel model that we've seen, mostly having the camera visor. Some differences between the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. The Pixel 6 has a 6.4 inch 90 Hz display. The Pixel 6 Pro has a 6.7 inch 120 Hz display. On the Pixel 6, you're going to get a 4500 milliamp hour battery compared to the 6 Pro, where you will get a 5000 milliamp hour battery. On the regular Pixel 6, you have only 2 cameras on the rear, a 50 megapixel main sensor and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. On the Pixel 6 Pro, you will get 3 cameras, the same 50 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 48 megapixel telephoto lens. On the Pixel 6, you'll get 8 gigs of RAM. On the Pixel 6 Pro, you'll get 12 gigs of RAM. Both these phones do feature biometric lock and unlock. It will be an under-display fingerprint reader. And for the first time, Google has decided to cut out the middleman and make their own chip for this phone, the Google Tensor chip. 5nm chip with 2 high-performance cores, 2 mid-range cores, and 4 high-efficiency cores. That Google is claiming is up to 80% faster CPU and 370% faster in their GPU over the previous Pixel 5. The prices of these phones will start at $699 for the Pixel 6 and $899 for the Pixel 6 Pro. Next up, Google also released Pixel Pass. Now, I don't believe they actually talked about Pixel Pass in the event, but it was released at the same time as these phones on their website and all that. Pixel Pass is a subscription plan, $45 a month or $55 a month, depending on which phone you pick when you pick out this plan. If you get the Pixel 6, it's $45 a month, and it comes with Google One, 200 gigabytes of cloud storage, a protection plan, YouTube Premium, YouTube Music Premium, and Google Play Pass. And then if you get the Pixel 6 Pro, it's $55 a month, an extra $10 over the 6, and you still get all those same things. Google One, Phone Care, YouTube Music, and YouTube Premium, and Google Play Pass. You just keep paying the same monthly fee for 2 years, and then you continue paying this, and you can also upgrade to the newest Pixel phone at the time. Or you still can just go ahead and finance a phone straight through Google, which I believe is like $24 and $32 a month, depending again on which version, Pro or non-Pro phone that you decide to get. And then on Wednesday, unfortunately, I was really busy this day. I wasn't able to watch the whole Samsung event, so I did go ahead and just watch the quick clips of it and a little briefing of it. And really, to me, all it really seemed like for your foldable phones and the Galaxy Watch 4, they're doing collabs with somebody that I'm not even going to try to name because I'm sure I'll butcher it. And also custom colorization on the Fold and the Flip. It's like an extra $100, and you can pick out the colors you want your phone to be, and the box itself will also match those colors when you get the device. For $100 extra at a phone that you're already paying well over $1,000 for, really not that bad of a deal, I'd say, if you're really picky and want a very specific set of colors tailored to you. And well, it was a very busy week, and that's all I got for you. That was a quick rundown recap of what happened Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Go ahead, comment below. What were you going to order? Were you waiting for this Pixel? Were you waiting for the MacBook? Were you waiting for the AirPods? Do you have a Fold or a Flip that you're deciding doesn't fit your style and you want to change the colors? Let me know if you want me to keep making these videos and what I can do better. Anyways, until next time, thanks for watching. This is Reviewing, Unboxing, and Teching, and we'll see you guys later.